We have got a sports broadcast coming your way tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. It will be the Eads Eagles hosting the Cheyenne Tigers in some six-man football. Just did a great presentation, October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the PA just explained that each player in Eads, gave a rose to somebody who's currently battling or has B cancer, in their lives, which, is a great thing to see. But this is the Scooters Coffee Game of the Week. Scooters Coffee inviting all sports fans to stop by 1231 North Main in Lamar today to enjoy specialty coffee, iced drinks, blenders, smoothies, teas, and baked-from-scratch pastries and more. Their convenient and fast drive-thru will get you in and out and out of the ballgame. Scooters Coffee, amazing people, serving amazing drinks, amazingly fast here in Eads on a lovely Friday night. Friday Night Lights action between the number 2 state-ranked Eads Eagles and the number 5 state-ranked Cheyenne Tigers. Time for the pregame show. Pregame presented to you by Chad and his team at Tri-State Body Shop, who are proud supporters of high school athletics and wish both teams the best of luck. Tri-State Body Shop in Lamar, known for great quality work when it comes to things like auto body repair, painting, auto service, and windshield replacement, just to name a few. Tri-State Body Shop, 204 West Poplar in Lamar, always striving to take care of all your auto body repair needs. Big thank you to them for bringing us our pregame show, as we will have the Eads Eagles 7-0 on the season, 4-0 in league play. Their last league game of the season. If they win this, we'll go undefeated in the league and take the top spot. A beautiful presentation there for the Eads Eagles, as they're hosting Cheyenne Wells 4-1 on the season. Started their first game against Stratton, lost that one, called that one, but then 4-game winning streak since then. 3-0 in league play, ranked 5th in the state. And Corey Hill was missing in that first game, but he is here for him, while Eads will be missing Aiden Ho and Anthony Paez. Heard word from about that earlier. As we have got Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells football coming your way. Thank you for tuning in, be it here on the radio or on our YouTube and Facebook page. We're going to take a break for the national anthem, and then we're back. Welcome back. We just got done with the beautiful national anthem. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. 7 p.m. start time, and they're going to start right on time. Starters coming out for Cheyenne Wells: Corey Hill, Mason Marriott, Trevin Smith, Kelby Leonard, along with them at number 28, Trey Sheeler and Cooper Brossman. Those are the starters for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Thank you to Evergreen Electric for bringing us our starters. And just got done with the national anthem. National anthem, of course, brought to you by National anthem brought to you by Bison Title Company. The Star Spangled Banner sponsored by D. Melgosa and the staff at Bison Title Company. Proudly serving your abstract and real estate title needs in 7 counties. Call today at 336-2242 or stop by 121 South Main Street in Lamar today. Big thank you to them for sponsoring this, the national anthem we just got done with. As Eads currently second in state rankings, but got word that Aiden Ho and Anthony Paez out on injury. As it's a little bit of a windy one here, but man, they packed the crowd here. Cheyenne Wells and Eads fans alike here. Going to be a big one. Cheyenne Wells traveling here to play against Eads. If Eads wins, they will go undefeated in the league and win that league championship. Pretty tough league because Cheyenne Wells, who they're playing today, defending state champs, and were the runners-up the year prior as well. Eads will be kicking off here to the visiting team from Cheyenne Wells. Got a good one coming your way. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your broadcaster here on KVAY, Ethan Smith-Sena. Be it you're tuning in on the radio or on our YouTube and Facebook pages, both come by the names of KVAY 1057. Also happening tonight, Jose has got the call exclusively on our YouTube. And that is Walsh at Grenada, so be sure to check that out as well. But right now, getting ready to kick off. The Eads Eagles kicking to Cheyenne Wells for 10-minute quarters. There is the kick. It is up. Will be received back there by Mason Marriott. Going up. Oh, he's breaking a tackle. There's just one defender back there, and he gets tripped up. Good work there by number 12 for the Eads Eagles. Karsten Buller. Great tackle there as Trevin Smith got it all the way to the midfield. So great kickoff return for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. 10 seconds have passed the game, and already at the midfield are the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Getting ready for the first play of the game. As, a little bit of a windy one here between Cheyenne Wells and Eads. 6-man football. Eads ranked second in the state, Cheyenne Wells fifth. Cheyenne Wells, quarterback under center, will pitch it back. Looking to run it up, Trevin Smith, but will be gang tackled there by some Eads players, but gaining a few yards. Clock a-running, about 9.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 0-0 is the score. Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells. Eagles hosting Tigers. We've got a good one ahead of us. So 2nd and 14 for Cheyenne Wells and about the Eads 34-yard line. Got the quarterback, Marriott, under center. Pitching it back to the right side. Trey Sheeler, a wonderful rusher, able to stiff arm one, stiff arm two, and he's running all the way in. And just like that, 51 seconds into the game, with about a 30-yard rushing touchdown, will be Trey Sheeler of the Cheyenne Wells Tigers, as stiff armed the second one and then just absolutely shrugged off the first one. We'll be going for the kicking. Corey Hill of the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Going for the 2-point conversion kick. Snap, set, kick. That is up, and it is good just like that. 51 seconds into the game, the visiting Tigers of Cheyenne Wells strike with a Trey Sheeler touchdown and a Corey Hill 2-point conversion kick. Going to take a 30-second break, and then we're back here on KVAY with some more football. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Got a football broadcast for you. Just like that, the Cheyenne Wells Tigers striking early. First play of the game for them at about the second play of the game. First rush only netted him a yard, but then from about 34 yards out, Trey Sheeler just carried it all the way into the end zone. Corey Hill was good on the 2-point conversion kick. Cheyenne Wells leads 8-0 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. 51 seconds exact into this game. Still got 9 minutes left here. All right, and Corey Hill gears up the kick. That one is up, going all the way to the end zone, and will be called a touchback. Touchback for Eads. They'll start at their 15-yard line. Let's thank sponsors like Vince's GM in Burlington, Eastern Slope Technologies, and Keefe Memorial Hospital. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells 6-man football action. As like I was saying earlier, Aiden Ho and Anthony Pye, I heard, were out on injury. So playing quarterback will be Brantley Buller, the freshman. Eads ball. Looking to run it down the left side. Caught up there by the Tigers. 8-0 is the score. Cheyenne Wells leads this game just about a minute in. As Cheyenne Wells, didn't have a full team in that first game. Lost to Stratton, who they beat in the state championship last year, but since then, 4 very good wins for them. For the Cheyenne Wells Tigers, currently ranked 5th in the state as of just a few hours ago looking at Max Preps. All right, is Eads ball. We'll hand it off, going for a rush down the left side, but pounced on by quite a few Tigers there. 8:20 left to go here in the first quarter. Eads ball deep in their own territory as they trail 8-0. Let's also thank Gabe Roth, Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Saffir Spray Services, and Fat Puppy Construction, LLC. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast as Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells in some 6-man football action. About 3rd and 14 for Eads at their own 16. And we have got quarterback under center pitching it to the right as at their 25-yard line. Tough going for them early on as they already trail 8-0. 7 minutes and counting. Most likely will go for the punt. It punted high up though. And Kelby Leonard will recover, shaking off one tackle, running down left side, and snagged there by 3 Eads players. But good punt recovery there by Leonard, getting them to about their 35-yard line. Clock stopped at about 7 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells forcing an Eads punt, and will be their ball 1st and 15 at about their 36-yard line. Let's also thank the Eads School District, JD Works in LLC in Eads, and JK Laser here in Eads. Thank you to them. As Trey Sheeler get past the tackle, we do have laundry on the field. Sheeler finally getting shoestring tackled there. Yeah, we'll be holding called on Cheyenne Wells though. Good tackle on Sheeler. Nonetheless, there by Jaden Self, the senior for Eads. Hey, and be sure if you're interested, check out that Walsh at Grenada game as well. Jose is the call on our Facebook page exclusively. While I'm here on the radio, YouTube, and Facebook, Jose is on YouTube exclusively. Jose has got that game, Walsh and Grenada. But right now, Cheyenne Wells at Eads. Cheyenne Wells started with a quick touchdown against the Eads Eagles. They did just commit holding, though, 10-yard penalty. Now, 1st and 25 for them at their own 26-yard line. As quarterback, Marion under center, will pitch it to the right. Trey Sheeler, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Trey Sheeler breaks through once again, and it will be a rushing touchdown for Trey Sheeler. Man, good work by Sheeler there. As from their own 26-yard line, a 54-yard rushing touchdown for Sheeler. Oh, but we do have a flag on the play, though. Oh, yeah, we'll be holding call on Cheyenne Wells, so will not be called touchdown. Instead, another holding call. So I believe we'll be first and 35 for Cheyenne Wells with their own 16 now. Oh, they're saying it's they're saying it's where the launcher is thrown. So they gained 4 yards. So first and 21 at their about 31-yard line. Cheyenne Wells, quarterback under center. Handoff there. Or fake handoff with the ball. Mason Marriott, he's getting chased down, though. He's got to throw. Will throw on the left side. Incomplete pass. Trying to find Leonard. Ball goes incomplete, though. 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells leads 8-0. Have already had 2 holding calls on them, though, so that's something to watch out for as the game progresses. Let's thank some more sponsors like Cheyenne Wells Lumber, C&K Oil, and KC Electric. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Cheyenne Wells ball, quarterback Mason Marriott under center. Marriott pitching back to Trey Sheeler. Trey Sheeler stopped that time by Eads. Gained about 2 or 3 yards. We'll be about 3rd and 18, I'd say. 6:15 and counting left to go here in the first quarter. Eads looking to get a good stop against the visiting Tigers of Cheyenne Wells. Yep, 3rd and 18 for the Tigers. At about their 34-yard line. A little bit of a windy one here, but not too bad. A beautiful night. Lots of people here for some 6-man football, a big game. We'll pitch it to the left side. Trevin Smith will be stopped. Good stop there by the Eads Eagles. Might even made him lose a yard or 2. As Ethan Britton gets a stop on him. We'll be 4th and 18. So unless Cheyenne Wells goes for it, we'll be punting here. Let's thank some more sponsors like Phil's Grill Catering in Arapahoe, The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, and T&B Sanitation. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Clock is ticking. 5:20 and counting left to go in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells 4th and 19 in formation to punt. As Corey Hill. Long snap. Oh, and fake punt. Mason Marriott will pass. And incomplete. So a little scary there. Turnover on downs for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers will be Eads ball. 1st and 15 at about the Cheyenne Wells 34-yard line. Good stop there defensively by the Eads Eagles. Let's also thank The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, Wendy Dickey Insurance Agency, Cheyenne Tavern in Cheyenne Wells, and a Dripside Detailing by Ethan Garay. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Now Eads ball, 1st and 15 at the Cheyenne Wells 34-yard line, deepest in the field they've been. As Eads, nice pass there, able to find number 12, Karsten Buller on the left side is Brantley Buller. And once again, brother to brother, Brantley to Karsten, freshman to senior. And yeah, Aiden Ho, the normal quarterback, is out, and Anthony Paez as well. So, star quarterback and running back, out. So we're going to see how the number 2 state-ranked Eads team can manage, missing some big pieces. Let's also thank Tri-County Farms by the Euland family here in Eads and Precision Home and Lawn LLC. Thank you to our sponsors. Eads 2nd and 8. And about the Cheyenne Wells 25-yard line. Quarterback under center. Trying to drive it up the gut. I don't think gaining any yards. Gaining no yards there. Clock is ticking. 4:45 left to go here in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells leads 8-0 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. While Eads, currently trailing by 8, but have a decent opportunity. 3rd and 7 at the Cheyenne Wells 25-yard line for the number 2 state-ranked Eads Eagles. Quarterback under center, pitching it to Shane Winder. Shane Winder gobbled up there by Kelby Leonard and Corey Hill, but not before gaining about 4 or so yards, it looked like. As 4 minutes and counting here. Yeah, both these teams very rushing heavy. You know, looking at their stats, neither team throws too many passes, especially with the freshman Brantley Buller. 1 for 6 on the season when it comes to passes. You know, does not pass very often. You know, Mason Mary, he's got some good passes. I believe he was 25 for 45 heading into this game, so, you know, still not a lot throughout the season. But still a little bit more than Eads. Eads going for it at 4th and 5. Looking to run it is number 12, Karsten Buller. He'll go quite a distance, but we do have a flag on the play. Flag on the play. Yeah, Karsten Buller getting far on the left side. As flag on the play on Cheyenne Wells. Will be 1st and goal for Eads at the Cheyenne Wells 7-yard line. So Eads, very good opportunity to score here. You know, Aiden Ho, incredible kicker for him. You know, as of the Walsh game, I think it was about he was 25 or 27 on the season. I believe that's what it was when it came to those 2-point conversion kicks. But, you know, when he out on injury, can't really do that. Can't do it you know, don't know if Eads has a valuable kicker like Aiden Ho in the back pocket. As the Eads Eagles 1st and goal and about the 4-yard line. They trail by 8 points, 3.5 minutes left to go here in the 1st quarter. Eads looking to run it up the gut. Stopped there by the tough Cheyenne Wells defense. But Eads, you know, just looking to keep running it as it's now just going to be 2nd and goal. Lost about a yard there. 2nd and goal at about the 5. Hey, let's thank Huffman Insurance Agency, Garden City Regional Airport, Rancher Supply Lamar Lahana, and People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield. Thank you to our sponsors. Yeah, it is a little bit of a windy night, but a bunch of people here for Cheyenne Wells and for the home team Eads Eagles as well. And if you're interested in that Walsh at Grenada football broadcast, Jose has that call exclusively on our Facebook. But back to action, Eads. 2nd and goal at the 5 with the ball. Brantley Buller, as he is sacked big time there, was looking for a pass, but went from 1st and goal or 2nd and goal at the 5, 3rd and goal at their 15 at the Cheyenne Wells about 15-yard line. Oh, excuse me, refs win the ball at about the 12-yard line, but still, you know, big loss there for Eads, while big defensive play for the visiting Tigers of Cheyenne Wells. And a substitution for the Tigers. All right, Eads, 3rd and 13. 3rd and goal at the 13-yard line. Yeah, wind picking up here. Eads will pitch it back, looking to run down the right side. Karsten Buller, he breaks free, and he's all the way in the end zone. Karsten Buller on a 13-yard rushing touchdown notches the 1st score of the game for the home team Eads Eagles, as Eads makes it 6-8 here in the 1st quarter. A 13-yard rushing touchdown from Karsten Buller, the senior. That one happening. 1:49 left to play here in the 1st quarter. As kicking will be Brantley Buller for the 2-point conversion kick. Snap, set, kick, and it's way short, partially blocked. So after about 8 minutes of play, we're going to take a 1-minute break as Eads trails this game 8-6 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Back in 1 minute for some more football. Welcome back here on KVAY. Thank you for tuning in to your sports authority. Eads scoring a touchdown, no good on the two-point conversion kick. Here is the kick, looking to squib it. Corey Hill, great hands to pick it up. The big man, Corey Hill, taken down at about midfield by the Eads Eagles. As Eads trying to get an onside kick. Minute 44 left in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells leads this game 8-6 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Appreciate your support. Cheyenne Wells getting set up here at just about the 40-yard line, just about midfield. 1st and 15. Quarterback Marriott under center. Pitching it back, Trey Sheeler finds a gap. A great tackle there on Sheeler, though, to stop him, because Sheeler already getting a touchdown in the very beginning of the game, about a 35-yarder rushing touchdown. Yeah, Cheyenne Wells, very rushing-oriented team, especially with Trey Sheeler there, as he's always putting in good games for him. You know, had one heck of a game in the state championship last year when they beat Stratton for it. But a minute 15 in counting here in the first quarter. Cheyenne Wells ball. Getting good yards, about 7 yards on that carry. Now Trevin Smith on the right side. He finds an open pocket. Trevin Smith's going, he's going, he's going. As Trevin Smith makes it all the way, I believe. It will be a Trevin Smith touchdown for the visiting Tigers of Cheyenne Wells. Making the score 14-6 for Cheyenne Wells. Now here comes the two-point conversion kick. Corey Hill is 1 for 1 today. Snap, set, kick, block there by number 5, Jaden Self. Good work on the block. So he's now 0 for 2. Or excuse me, 1 for 2 on the day when it comes to those two-point conversion kicks. But a minute left to play here in the first quarter. 14-6, Cheyenne Wells leads this game by 8. We're going to take a 1-minute break, then we're back on KVAY with some more football. Thank you very much for tuning in. Still a little bit of a windy evening, but we've already had 3 scores on the board. 1 touchdown for Eads in the middle of Cheyenne Wells 2. Corey Hill 1 for 2 at those two-point conversion kicks. As he'll be doing the kickoff here. Cheyenne Wells, number 5 ranked team in the state, playing against the number 2 ranked team, Eads. Cheyenne Wells 4-1 heading into this game. Eads 7-0. Nice onside kick attempted there by Corey Hill. Lobbed it perfect, but Eads, you know, dropping on it there. Good work by number 20 for the Eads Eagles to just drop on it there. You know, after the onside kick attempt, good work by Kai Brown to drop down on it. Hey, let's thank Colorado Mills, Cheyenne County Abstract in Cheyenne Wells, and Cook Oil Fuel Services in Walsh. Thank you to our sponsors. As about 1st and 15 for Eads at their own 38-yard line. Minute left to play here in the first quarter. Pitching it to the right side. Shane Winder finding a gap and getting through a tackle there. Again, good yardage on the carry. 50 seconds and counting left to play here in the first quarter. Eads trailing 6-14 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. But yeah, missing 2 very key players who are big parts of their dominance. Aiden Ho and Anthony Pius both out on injury, I heard. Which, you know, are 2 real big losses, especially when Eads only about 12 or so players on the roster. While Cheyenne Wells, you know, plenty of great talent over there. And no Kit Carson football team this year, so they're playing for Cheyenne Wells, the ones that are from there. But back to action, Eads. As ball looking to run it down left side, but will be stopped for no gain. Shane Winder stopped. Clock is a tick, and that'll do it for the first quarter unless Eads scrambles together, but that will not be the case. After one full quarter of play, 14-6 is the score. Cheyenne Wells leading by 8 points on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. We're going to take another 1 minute break, and then we're back to bring you the start of the second quarter. Getting ready to resume a play. Thank you for tuning in this Friday night for some Friday Night Lights. Game start at 7 p.m. Just got done with the first quarter. 14-6 is the score. It is a good one here. Cheyenne Wells, the visiting Tigers, lead this game by 8. Home team Eads Eagles, last league game of the season for them. They're 4-0 in league play. Cheyenne Wells, 3-0 in league play. Cheyenne Wells 4-1 on a 4-game winning streak. Eads undefeated, but missing two big pieces in Aiden Ho and Anthony Paez. Eads with ball. Karsten Buller looking to run it down the right sideline, getting some yards. Just got word Walsh up 8-7 against the Grenada Bobcats. That game also started at 7. Jose has got the call on exclusively on our YouTube page for that game. As gets knocked out of bounds, stops clock. 9:50. 9:50 and counting here at the Tiger 25-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Eads Eagles on a good Karsten Buller carry. Yeah, he's really going to have to pull even more of his weight than normal. This Buller, an excellent player for him, but you know, missing good options in Ho and Anthony Paez. Johnny Vasquez at center for him. Always doing a wonderful job there for the Eads Eagles. Got the quarterback, Brantley Buller, under center, pitching it back to Winder, and gobbled up there by the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Yeah, Corey Hill got him on the back foot and just kind of grabbed his waist and lifted him up a little. Good tackle for Cheyenne Wells. Clock is ticking. 9 minutes and counting left to play here in the second quarter. 14-6. The Eads Eagles are trailing, but at about the Cheyenne Wells 25-yard line still. Hey, let's also thank the historic Cow Palace Inn, Lamar Auto Parts, J&N Shoes and Mr. D Sports, and Da Vinci Physical Therapy. Thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate your support. As Eads taking plenty of time there, setting something up. Brantley Buller, the quarterback under the center. Johnny Vasquez. Oh, but we do have whistle. Will be a timeout called by the Eads Eagles. We're going to take one with them. We're back in 1 minute here on KVAY. Thank you very much for tuning in here. Your sports authority as both teams come out of the Eads Consumer Supply timeout. 8.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Eads ball. Got the quarterback under center, pitching it. Oh, Shane Winder, a little bit of a trick play. Winder going for the throw. Running into the ref there. Ref picking him up, making sure everything's good there. But incomplete pass, stops clock. Will be third down for the Eads Eagles at about the 3rd and 15 at about the Cheyenne Wells 26-yard line. Let's thank sponsors like Vince's GM in Burlington, Eastern Slope Technologies, and Keefe Memorial Hospital. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Both teams taking their time with the clock stopped. Eads, substitution there. In came number 55, Jaden Self. As we have got another timeout, I believe, called by the Eads Eagles. Second one already, as they trail 14-6 against the visiting team of Cheyenne Wells in a big league matchup. Eads 7-0 heading into this game. Cheyenne Wells is 4-1. Lost that season opener against Stratton. No Corey Hill, though, missing that big piece. But, since his return, they've been doing great. Yeah, timeout called. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we're back here on KVAY. A little bit of a windy night here in Eads, bringing you a big league six-man football game. Home team Eagles trail 14-6 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard against the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Eads ranked second in the state, missing some key players. Cheyenne Wells ranked fifth, and they're showing them what's up so far. As Eads missing their main quarterback and kicker in Ho, and their start running back in Anthony Pius, but they've been managing pretty dang well here. Will snap and pass, a wide open Johnny Vasquez, and that will be a passing touchdown. What a wonderful play there by the Eads Eagles, as snapped it to Brantley Buller, the freshman. Johnny Vasquez, the center. Don't see him really go for routes or anything. Like, he just did a quick pop the block and then just ran midfield wide open, because you don't really see that every day. But Johnny Vasquez, the receiving touchdown for him. Brantley Buller, I believe his first passing touchdown of the season as well. So this Eads team making do with what they got, trailing only by 2 here. Now Brantley Buller gearing up for the 2-point conversion kick. Last one was blocked. Let's see what they can get done here. As we have the snap, the set, the kick. Brantley Buller sends it way far left. 8:20 left to play here in the second quarter. Scoreboard reads 14-12. Eads cuts the deficit to just 2. We're going to take a 30-second break here on KVAY. Then we're back with some more six-man football. Getting ready to resume and bring you a big six-man football game. Both teams scoring 2 touchdowns now. Onside kick attempt once again will be recovered there by Trey Sheeler. That one recovered by Brosman. at about Cheyenne Wells' 35-yard line. I believe that's been the 4th onside kick attempted this game. But yeah, if you just missed it, missed it, Eads scoring a touchdown. Great play there, about 26 yards out, as Brantley Buller passing it to Johnny Vasquez, which is, you don't see that too often, to the center there. And he was wide open too. Cheyenne Wells ball, 1st and 15, about their 35-yard line. As quarterback Mason Marriott has a wide open number 28, Trey Sheeler, and that'll be a quick response by the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. The 45-yard passing touchdown, Mason Marriott to Trey Sheeler to make it 20-12. Cheyenne Wells leading this game. 8 minutes, 4 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Getting ready for the 2-point conversion kick. Corey Hill 1 for 2 right now when it comes to those kicks. Snap, set, kick. It's a little low, a little wide. No good there for Corey Hill on the kick. 1 for 3 on the kicks now. But 8 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Cheyenne Wells leads 20-12, though, in the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. We're back in another minute here on KVAY. Getting ready to resume play. Thank you for tuning in this Friday evening. Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells. Eads scoring 8:20 left to play in the second quarter. Cheyenne Wells scoring just 16 seconds later on in-game time. Hey, if you're interested, Walsh at Grenada, currently exclusively on our YouTube page. Jose's got the call for that. As Corey Hill will boom that one. And will be a touchback. So 1st and 15 for Eads at their 15-yard line right in front of us. Thank you to Arc Television Care of Lamar and LaHunna for my beautiful view, here on the, on the grass with a bunch of Cheyenne Wells fans over here, man. Eads, they're representing as well. Hey, let's also thank Gabe Roth Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Saffir Spray Services, and Fat Puppy Construction. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Appreciate their support. 1st and 15 for Eads at their own 15-yard line here on KVAY. Appreciate you tuning in, be it YouTube, Facebook, or on the radio. As the center, Johnny Vasquez, as the quarterback under center, and then getting about 2 yards on the carry, bringing it up the right side, is Karsten Buller. So about a 2-yard carry. 2nd and 13 for Eads at about their 17-yard line. Cheyenne Wells leads this game 20-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. But Corey Hill 1 for 3 tonight when it comes to those 2-point conversion kicks, while Eads is 0 for 2. And, that game against Walsh I called a couple weeks back, no Anthony Paez there, but Aiden Ho was there, their kicker. They won that game by 8 points, scored just as many touchdowns. It's just those 2-point conversions really helped. Another little trick play there. Snapping, under center, pitch to Shane Winder in the back, trying to pass to a running Buller on the right side. Too far wide, so about 3rd and 13 for Eads. Clock has stopped, 7:20 to go here in the second quarter. Let's also thank the Eads School District, JD Works LLC in Eads, and JK Laser here in Eads. Eads, might have to punt here soon. 3rd and 14 at their own 16-yard line. Deep in their own territory. Quarterback under center. Will pitch And then looking around left side, Karsten Buller will get tackled right in front of us at about the 21-yard line. So gain of about 4 or 5 yards, I'd say. Let's see what they say. Yep, at about the 26-yard line. So about 4th and 9 for the Eads Eagles. 7:13 left to go here in the first half. Eads trailing 20-12 against Cheyenne Wells. You know, should probably go for the punt here. If they go for it, turnover on downs will not be good. He fumbled it as they snapped it to Buller. I believe they're going to go for a fake there, but lost some yards and fumble recovered by the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Will be Cheyenne Wells ball deep in enemy territory. 1st and 15 at the Eads, about 18-yard line. Cheyenne Wells in a great position here. They already lead by 8. Let's thank some more sponsors like Cheyenne Wells Lumber, C&K Oil, and KC Electric. Thank you to our sponsors. Quarterback under center. Now pitch back there to number 28, Trey Sheeler, with a rushing touchdown. Another one for Sheeler. Second rushing touchdown, 3rd touchdown of the night, as he got a receiving touchdown earlier as well. As that one would score just a minute after their last one. Cheyenne Wells now leading 26-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard against the number 2 state-ranked and undefeated Eads squad. But Eads missing, real big players. Kick blocked again. That time courtesy of number 21, Weston Mitchek. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. Cheyenne Wells takes a 26-12 lead on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. We're going to take another 1-minute break, and then we're back here on KVAY with some more 6-man football. Thank you for tuning in this evening. Got a big 6-man football broadcast. Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells. Cheyenne Wells with the kick. Corey Hill trying to squib it as onside kick recovered by Shane Winder all the way back at about the Eads 13, 14-yard line. But good kick by Corey Hill. Even if they didn't get the onsides, still made it awkward. And Eads 1st and 15 from about their 14-yard line. Very similar to that last drive for Eads. And, they lost it there on the fumble. And then it was a quick and easy touchdown for Cheyenne Wells via Trey Sheeler. Hey, let's also thank Phil's Grill Catering in Arapahoe, The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, and T&B Sanitation. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. It's a big one. Tigers lead 26-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard against the undefeated Eads Eagles. They're going to give Eads their first loss of the season. Eads' last league game here. Eads 1st and 15 at their 14-yard line. Snap there to Brantley Buller. Brantley Buller, good pass. Able to find number 26. Able to find number 26 for the Eads Eagles. That's Ethan Britton. Open on the right side, quick pass to him. Had a man on him, but able to get the pass, keep it safe. 6-yard gain. Now about about 7-yard gain. 2nd and 8 at their 21-yard line. Good work there by Brantley Buller. They're trying to get him a little bit more used to passing here. Brantley Buller. 2nd and 8 at their 21-yard line for Eads. Snap with the ball, Brantley Buller. As that one's picked off by Trey Sheeler. as, just too close. They're going for those quick passes. Trey Sheeler, an easy pick. And will be Cheyenne Wells' ball. First and goal at about the Eads 9-yard line, pick by Trey Sheeler. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown, and an interception on the day. 6 minutes left to play here in the second quarter. Cheyenne Wells leads 26-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Just got word that Walsh at Grenada, 14-14 is the score. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. But right now, Cheyenne Wells leads 26-12. Great interception there, courtesy of Trey Sheeler. Quarterback, Marriott under center, will fake the pitch. Marriott throws it high in the sky to Corey Hill, the big man. When you're listed at, about 6'8", it's tough to guard you, especially there in the end zone. So Cheyenne Wells takes a 32-12 lead on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Corey Hill, 1 for 4 on the night when it comes to those 2-point conversions. So looking to make it 2 for 5. Snap. Oh, they're faking it. 1-point conversion. That was pretty nifty. Just gave it to Corey Hill. Great pass right there. 1-point conversion is good. 6 minutes left to play. 6 minutes left to play in the second quarter. Cheyenne Wells takes the 33-12 lead. We're going to take a 1-minute break, then we're back here on KVAY. Hello. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening as we have got Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells 6-man football kicking off. Cheyenne Wells, that time will power kick it. Will Corey Hill will be touchback for him. Thank you for tuning in here on, be it a YouTube, Facebook, or on the radio. YouTube and Facebook for our visuals. Right now, Jose has got the call for Grenada hosting Walsh in some 6-man football over there, tied 14-14 in the second quarter. As kick there, touchback, 1st and 15 for Eads, as they've just been stuck here. This is the 3rd time in a row that they're here. First one ended up in a fumble. Easy Cheyenne Wells touchdown after that. Second one, a pick. Easy Cheyenne Wells touchdown after that. Let's see if Eads can get out of their own 20-yard line. As Karsten Buller tackled for about a loss there, for a loss of about a yard. As Karsten Buller, I thought lost a yard, but they're saying gain of nothing. About 2nd and 15 for Eads at their 15-yard line. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to the Wendy Dickey Insurance Agency, Cheyenne Tavern in Cheyenne Wells, and Dripside Detailing by Ethan Garay. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. We appreciate your support. As Eads 2nd and 15 at their 15-yard line. As we'll snap back to Shane Winder. Shane Winder low on the pass to Jaden Self, stopping the clock. 5 minutes left to play. Eads, thank you for tuning in this Friday evening, October 10th. Finally feeling a little bit more like fall. As a good bit of wind, a little bit chillier, but still plenty of people here, in their lawn chairs and their blankets. Always good to see a good old small town 6-man football game. Eads trailing 12-33 against the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers. 4 minutes left to play in the first half. Looking to run it up down the right side. That's Trevin Smith. Can they catch him? They cannot. Trevin Smith from about the Cheyenne Wells 35-yard line. 45-yard rushing touchdown courtesy of Trevin Smith of the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Tigers striking quick once again. 3:55 left to play here in the first half as Trevin Smith about a 45-yard rushing touchdown. Let's see, last time they opted for the 1-point conversion. They're 1 for 1 on that tonight. Let's see, Corey Hill, I believe 1 for 3 on those 2-point conversion kicks. Snap, set, kick is up. That time not blocked. That time is good for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers as they take an even bigger lead. Cheyenne Wells leading this game 41-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. We're going to take a 1-minute break, then we're back here on KVAY. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in. A little bit of a windy evening. Scoreboard is in favor of the visiting team, the defending state champs, the number 5 ranked team in the state, the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. They lead this game 41-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Strong kick by Corey Hill. Will roll out of bounds. Be touchback for Eads. 1st and 15 once again for him. As Eads, last time they were able to punt it, but Cheyenne Wells immediately got it back and just sent it down. So 1st and 15 for Eads once again here at their own 15-yard line. Past 3 times, it's resulted in a fumble into a touchdown, like immediately an interception into a touchdown, and then a punt. But that turned into a 45-yard rushing touchdown, courtesy of Trevin Smith, putting some points on the board for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Cheyenne Wells 41, Eads 12, 3:55 exact here in the second quarter. And hey, be sure to check out our YouTube as well. Check out YouTube. Jose has got Walsh at Grenada. That's exclusively on our YouTube page. Eads ball was 1st and 15 at their 25-yard line. And Sheeler and Hill with a strong stop. Eads player, still on the ground, slow to get up. I might have gotten winded there. Corey Hill tackling you. That's not any fun at all. Hope everything is all right with the play. Coach coming to come check on him. Checking on his player. Hope everything is all right. Hate seeing injuries. That was number 24, Shane Winder. Believe just got winded there. Got tackled tough there by two of the strongest players for Cheyenne Wells, Sheeler and Hill. Just tackled hard there on the ground. Just gave him a moment to gather himself and back up and going. Second quarter, 41-12. Cheyenne Wells leading this game by a commanding 29 points on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Thank you for tuning in, be it on the radio, on YouTube, or on Facebook. Let's thank some sponsors like Tri-County Farms by the Hewlin family in Eads and Precision Home and Lawn LLC. Along with them, thank you to Brew Unto Others, A1 Rental and Sales, GN Bank, Lamar Needs, and Cooks Floor and Wall. We thank each and every one of our sponsors. As Eads, 2nd and 15 at about their 26-yard line. Excuse me, about 2nd and 14 at their 26. As, penalty called on Eads, though. 5-yard penalty. So now it will be a 2nd and 20 for them at their about 20. Eads getting set, getting ready to go. Quarterback under center will hand off there as he is just picked up by Corey Hill. Good work there by, number 87 for Eads on the carry. Gage Rickers, the sophomore, able to get some yards there before getting stopped by Hill. Getting him back to about 15 yards out. 3rd and 15 at their about 24-yard line. Hey, let's also thank Community Insurance Agency, Tri-County Ford, Coberly Realty, and Wallace Gas and Oil. Thank you to our sponsors. 3:10 left to go in the first half. Eads ball as they trailed 12-41 against the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers. Quarterback Brentley Bowler under center, trying to get him to jump. Unable to. As Corey Hill breaking through the line and tackling him for a big loss, about 5 yards. Tackled Winder hard once again by Hill. That was quick, but, respect to Trevin Smith, player for the Cheyenne Wells Tigers, checking up on Shane Winder after that hit for him, despite being on opposing teams, making sure he was all good to go. But tackle for about a loss of 3, 4th and 18 for Eads at their 22-yard line. As they should punt here. They've got to. As Cheyenne Wells leads this game 41-12. Eads trailing by 29. 4th and 18. Or maybe they're just going to keep going for it here. As delay of game going to Eads here. Another one. Another loss of yards. That first down is even further away for Eads. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Eads trails 12-41 against Cheyenne Wells. So yeah, way out for Eads. Way out from that first down, about 23 yards. They're going for it though, as a bomb almost caught there by Rickers, but stopped as, Eads being down by 29, still in the first half. I believe, they're just going to go for any risky play, try to get yards. Try to just, keep it going, which, is a real sink or swim mentality there. Down by 29 already. Instead of playing it safe and punting there, they're going to go for it every single time, I bet, from now on. They're going to try to get strong stops here against Cheyenne Wells. Eads will start with the ball kicked off to him to start off the second half, though. But only about 22 minutes left of in-game clock. 2 minutes left in this first half as Cheyenne Wells leads 41-12. Just really taking it to Eads here. Cheyenne Wells bringing the ball up is Sheeler. Tackled there by number 2, Johnny Vasquez. Good work by him. But not before Cheyenne Wells gets a pretty good take there. 2nd and 10 there. About 2nd and 10 at the 11-yard line. First down is right there. Just about 1 or 2 yards away from the end zone. Quarterback under center, Mason Marriott for Cheyenne Wells. Hands it. And Fernando Ferrales-Fierro, number 11, running up the gut there. Very good rusher for that Kit Carson team last year. But like I was saying, Kit Carson, not enough players. I believe that's the reason to field the football team. So a lot of Kit Carson kids coming to play over here at Cheyenne Wells. And Mason Marriott, that starting quarterback for him. Zach Dickey was a great player for him last year as quarterback, but, graduated. So got Mason Marriott here for him, who's done a very good job for him this season. Quarterback Marriott under center. Somebody jumped as plenty of flags on the field. As looked like Eads and Cheyenne Wells, both teams jumping. having somebody jumping about the same time, but they're saying Cheyenne Wells. False start. So will be 5-yard penalty, but still about 3rd and 10 at the Eads 13-yard line. Let's thank some more sponsors like Fellowship Credit Union, Cook Oil Company in Walsh, Tavern 1301, and Prowers Medical Center. We thank each and every one of our sponsors. We appreciate your support. Cheyenne Wells with ball. Pitching it back, looking to run it down right side, down the middle. He stopped is Sheeler, but not before gain about 3-4 yards. As timeout called for Cheyenne Wells. We're going to take one with them. We are going to be back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I'm your broadcaster with KVAY, Ethan Smith-Senna. Be it you're tuning in on the radio, on our YouTube, or our Facebook page, we appreciate you for tuning in. Hey, also happening exclusively on YouTube, Jose has the call for Walsh at Grenada 6-man football. Last I saw, that one was a close one in the second quarter, 14-14, so check that if you're interested. But right now, 41-12, Cheyenne Wells leads this game by 29 points, 16 seconds left to go on the clock, as Eads will start with the ball to start the second half. Cheyenne Wells about 4th and 5 at the Eads 7-yard line. But probably just going to go for touchdown here. Mason Marriott backing off. Oh, Rigger's got a hand on him, but he pops it high up to Corey Hill. As on him was Shane Winder. But, Winder gets him down, but not before Corey Hill gets the receiving pass. 8 seconds left to play in the first half. Cheyenne Wells takes a 35-point lead on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Last kick, good for him. As well, so, just good work for Cheyenne Wells so far. Snap, bobbled the snap, so they will switch to Corey Hill playing quarterback. And did he find his man? Oh, pass is dropped, though. 8 seconds left to play here in the first half, 47-12. Cheyenne Wells takes a 35-point lead on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. A failed 1-point conversion, though. As Cheyenne Wells, just very, very good work from them so far. Eads, missing some big key players for him. But right now, both teams come to play today. Cheyenne Wells getting Eads. But Eads, they've got some really good plays so far. That second touchdown for him, that the Brentley Buller to Johnny Vasquez, the freshman quarterback, I believe only a second or third game playing starting quarterback, to the center, Johnny Vasquez. He just, left being the center and just ran right down the middle, was wide open because nobody really expected it. But Cheyenne Wells leads 47-12. We're back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Thank you for tuning in as we are getting ready to come back out of the break. This will be probably the last plays coming up here as he is stuffed there. But clock is stopped at the 1 second tick, so we will have one play left here. So Eads, I wonder if they're going to go for a Hail Mary or if they're just going to play safe, not risk a pick six or something like that. Cheyenne Wells leads 47-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. 1 second left to play in the first half. Number 5 state-ranked Cheyenne Wells Tigers, 3-0 in league play, 4-1 overall, taking it to Eads, ranked second in the state, 7-0, 4-0 in league play. As, yep, Eads will kneel it down to end the first half. Cheyenne Wells, a dominant performance, 47-12. They got a 35-point lead heading into that second half. Man, yeah, the Tigers, good work by them so far. Hey, we'd like to thank sponsors like Golden Plains Insurance, McClave State Bank, Eads Consumer Supply, and Ace Tire Service. Thank you to our sponsors. Appreciate their support. As we have got halftime coming up, about 15, 20 minutes before the game resumes. We're going to take about a 1-minute break here, though, and then we're back to bring you the Peacock Funeral Home halftime report. Back in 1 minute. Getting ready to bring you the halftime report. Oh, we do have an event happening here. As, you know, this is like a, because this is like a pink out game. As, you know, everybody in their pink, you know, breast cancer awareness. You know, both teams, you know, with pink armbands, pink socks, you know, great to see just the support and the unity between these small towns, which is just lovely, lovely to see. And, you know, just great. But right now, bringing you the halftime report, Peacock Funeral Home. Just like a great coach, Peacock Funeral Home understands that every situation is unique. Whether you're planning or facing a loss, their experienced team, led by Clay and Cassie, will work with you to create a personalized plan honoring your loved one's memory. Visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. 47-12, the Cheyenne Wells Tigers, the visiting team, lead this game 35 points against the home team, Eads Eagles. Eads scoring just 6 points in each quarter. Well, Cheyenne Wells only scored 14 in that first, but really coming alive in that second quarter, scoring 33 there. You know, Trey Sheeler having one heck of a game. Same with Corey Hill, 2 receiving touchdowns on the day. You know, it's just tough when Cheyenne Wells is within that 10-yard mark, and Corey Hill is just so tall, taller than everybody else. He just got to, you know, he just has to throw it high up, and Corey Hill's going to get there. You know, good work by Kelby Leonard as well, especially on defense. You know, really stopping, especially Carson Buller there. You know, a great running back for the Eads Eagles. You know, good work by Cheyenne Wells, but also Eads missing some pieces, but, you know, they're showing a lot of heart, and it's something you don't see too much. You know, a lot of times, especially in the second quarter, Eads was down by 35 points, was 4th and 20 for them at their own 15-yard line. You know what they did? They didn't punt. They went for it, and they almost got it. But, yeah, they're just belief, you know, it's like even if it risks Cheyenne Wells scoring points, they're going to try their hardest to try to win this game, try to bring it back. They trail 47-12, 35-point deficit, which is 5 touchdowns plus a 1-point conversion. But Eads, you know, out of no Aiden Ho, their 2-point conversion kicker, who's honestly one of the best in the state, if not the best, in 6-man football, I believe was about 27 or 25 for 29 of those 2-point conversion kicks before, you know, getting injured there. You know, no Paez, no Ho. Still putting on a good performance against the defending state champs. But Cheyenne Wells, man, you know, showing why they're the defending state champs. You know, we're also out Corey Hill in that first game against Stratton, the team who they beat in state last year. But Stratton took them out in the first game. But then since then, Cheyenne Wells on a 4-game winning streak, 3-0 in league play. If they get the win here against Eads, will most likely take the league, because their last league game will be against Grenada last week. But winner of that will probably win the league. As yeah, we got a bunch of good games. As the regular season is nearing an end, Cheyenne Wells leads 47-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. A 35-point lead for the visiting Tigers of Cheyenne Wells. Thank you for tuning in, be it here on the radio or on our YouTube and Facebook pages. As Cheyenne Wells, just pretty big lead for them. If you are interested, believe we have Walsh and Grenada happening on our YouTube page as well. That is Walsh at Grenada. As think they're still going. As Walsh leading that game 28-20 in the second quarter. That second quarter still going on, so you can check that out while we're waiting here. But after 1.5 of play, scoreboard reads 47-12. The Cheyenne Wells Tigers lead by 35 points. That was the Peacock Funeral Home halftime report. Visit 209 South 4th Street in Lamar or call 336-2234. Peacock Funeral Home, your trusted partner in times of need. Thank you to them for sponsoring this halftime show. 47-12, Cheyenne Wells up by 35 points. Check out YouTube as Jose still got the call in the first half of Walsh at Grenada football. Going to take a break for about 10 or so minutes, and then we're back to bring you Cheyenne Wells at Eads 6-man football. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in this evening. We have got a sports broadcast coming your way. I'm your host, Ethan Smith-Senna, here in Eads, as you're tuning into KVAY, your sports authority, be it you're tuning in on the radio or on our YouTube and Facebook page. Appreciate you for stopping by. 35-point lead. 35-point lead for the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers, 47-12. And got word that a Walsh, after one half, is up against Grenada 28-20 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Jose has got the call for that exclusively on our YouTube, so be sure to check that out if you're interested in that game. But right now, Cheyenne Wells, pretty dominant performance, but you know, the big if is Eads missing their two of their best players, their star running back Anthony Paez, Aiden Ho, their quarterback, and also their kicker. So those are, just some real big pieces to be missing. Even, six-man football, even missing 2 or 3 people is really big, because a lot of rosters like Eads just got 13 kids on the whole roster. But now, second half about to get underway. Cheyenne Wells will be kicking off. Corey Hill will just pop that one high up. To receive was Shane Winder. We'll let it roll out of bounds. Will be Eads ball, 1st and 15 at about their 15-yard line. Thank you very much for tuning in here on KVAY. Cheyenne Wells up 47-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Third quarter about to get underway. Since it went out of bounds, 1st and 15 at the 25-yard line for the Eads Eagles. They're not giving up hope yet. But I believe running clock is if a team's up by 40 points or more in the second half, running clock starts, and there's no way to turn running clock off. So I believe if Cheyenne Wells takes another touchdown in before Grenada, that'll basically be all she wrote there. Let's see how it goes, how Eads, tries to. Yeah, Eads versus Cheyenne Wells here, how Eads responds as Shane Winder rushes down the right side. Makes it all the way almost to the 40-yard line, almost a first down rush there by Winder. Good work by him. As it is now the third quarter, Cheyenne Wells leads 47-12. Eads down by 35. Eads 7-0, undefeated this season. 4-0 in league play, their last league game, but the defending state champs, the number 5 state-ranked Cheyenne Wells Tigers, looking to take down Eads. Eads ranked 2nd in the whole state in 6-man. Wonder how this will drop them. I don't know if they, account for missing players and such throughout the season. Eads. Pitch in the back there, run on the left side. Shane Winder gained about 2-3 yards. As he almost gets him the first down, but unable to. Hey, let's thank sponsors like Vince's GM in Burlington, Eastern Slope Technologies, and Keefe Memorial Hospital. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Exactly 9:45 to go here in the third quarter. Eads ball after got kicked off to him. About 3rd and 2 at their own 38-yard line. As referee calling something there. Yep, clock is stopped. 9:44 left to play in the third quarter. Cheyenne Wells, pretty dominant performance so far. But, hey, be sure to check out YouTube and Facebook for live video streaming here if you aren't already. And also exclusively on our YouTube page, Jose is the call. Walsh at Grenada, 28-20 after half. I believe it's still halftime over there right now. So thank you for tuning in here for this Eads Cheyenne Wells 6-man football game. As Eads pitching it up the gut, Cheyenne Wells engulfing him like a Red Sea. But let's see, might have got first down. Will be first down just barely. Trey Sheeler getting a strong tackle on him, but not before Eads able to take the ball. About 1st and 15 and about the Cheyenne Wells, about 39-yard line. 9:15 and counting here in the third quarter. Eads, haven't been getting too many first downs. As it was pretty close in that first quarter. Cheyenne Wells won in that first quarter 14-6, but then they won that second quarter 33-6. 5-1 touchdowns there. Eads spread out there. Long snap to Brantley Buller. Brantley Buller, long pass. And is that picked off? Oh, no, not picked off. Had a man on him. Falling catch there. Man, what a catch. Thought it was a pick, but no, it was a catch. There by, I believe, Gage Riggers. Or excuse me, that was number 21 for the Eads Eagles. Weston Mitchek. While falling, man, I thought that was picked. But no, Weston Mitchek, an incredible catch there for Eads. Clock still running, though. 8.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. As Eads getting good yardage there on the great Weston Mitchek catch. Eads ball. Oh, Corey Hill almost going off sides. Pitching it to number 12, Karsten Buller. Tackled there by Trey Sheeler, a name we've heard a lot of tonight, offense and defense. 8 minutes and counting left to play here in the third quarter. 47-12. Cheyenne Wells leads by 35. Eads, they're trying to get points. They're trying to just keep it going as, they're looking to lose their undefeated streak. 7-0. Fell in the first round of state playoffs last year against Sierra Grande. And then that was their season opener when they beat them 84-54. I got to call that shootout. And since then, Eads going on a 7-game winning streak. Ranked second in the state, but will most likely fall to Cheyenne Wells here. Third quarter still, though. 7:45 to play in the third quarter, but Cheyenne Wells leads 47-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. With Eads with about, I believe, 2 turnover on downs, a fumble, and a interception thrown on the day. But yeah, Eads, missing a good bit of their big players. Oh, and found out Lamar in their homecoming football game just got some good news. They're leading, I believe, Woodland Park 52-14, which is good to see for morale on on the homecoming game. But right here, Eads hosting Cheyenne Wells. Eads ball. Long snap to Brantley Buller. Brantley Buller looking for somebody, but he's rushed. Oh, as he'll just drop the ball there. Weston Mitchek there to recover the fumble. But they lose yards there. Loss of yards there. Weston Mitchek, though, great work to just dropping the ball, cut their loss there. As if he didn't do that right away, Cheyenne Wells would have just, if he tried to get up, Cheyenne Wells could have got a good hit on him, made him fumble it again, just running back for a touchdown. But, Cheyenne Wells and Eads putting on a pretty good game here. As this third quarter going by pretty quick with Eads with the ball. As Cheyenne Wells has not been on offense yet. 3.5 minutes have passed. Eads, just staying in bounds, not really passing too much. Quarterback under center now. Will pitch it. And he will just get absolutely hammered by Corey Hill with a strong tackle there. The big man of Cheyenne Wells. As that was Gage Riggers that was tackled down hard. 47-12 for Eads. 6 minutes and counting left in the third quarter. Let's thank some more sponsors like Gabe Roth Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Saffir Spray Service here in Eads, and Fat Puppy Construction, LLC. Hey, would also like to thank the Eads School District, JD Works in Eads, and JK Laser in Eads. Thank you to all of them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. About 3rd and 22 for Eads. Pitching it, losing his pace a little bit is Riggers, but then he's tackled there on the left sideline. Clock still ticking, 5.5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Yeah, Eads just letting the clock wind down. They trail by 35 points against the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers. As believe, running clock is a possibility. I'm pretty sure in 6-man football. Now, if a team is up by 40 or more points after second half, running clock starts up and will never stop. There's no way, if Eads goes down by 40 and then they immediately score right back, with only a second pass on in game time, doesn't matter. Running clock will continue. 5 minutes and counting. No running clock yet, though, if it happens. Eads trails 12-47 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard, about 4th and 18. The Cheyenne Wells, about 30-yard line. As Brantley Buller, quick pass to number 12, Karsten Buller. As Eads, they're just going to go for it on 4th down every single time, no matter how far they are. They're behind by too much to, just let plays go to waste. But will be a turnover on downs. Good defense by the Tigers, the defending state champs. Hey, let's also thank Cheyenne Wells Lumber, C&K Oil, and KC Electric. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Appreciate their support. As be sure to check out our YouTube exclusively. Jose has got Walsh at Grenada. But thank you for tuning in here on KVAY, be it radio, YouTube, or Facebook. Eads, Cheyenne Wells, big football game. As do have whistle, do have a timeout called by the Eads team. We're going to take one with them. We're going to be back in 1 minute here on KVAY. Hey, thank you very much for tuning in here on either our live video streaming on YouTube and Facebook or on the radio at 105.7 FM KVAY. Eads at Cheyenne Wells. Cheyenne Wells forces turnover on downs. Tigers ball running up the gut is Sheeler getting tackled from the ankles there. 4.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Scoreboard reads 47 to 12. 47 to 12, 35-point lead for Cheyenne Wells. As Eads, that drive took about 5.5 minutes before losing it. A turnover on downs at about the Cheyenne Wells 30-yard line. Tigers ball about 2nd and 10 here. With the ball running it, Trevin Smith able to evade one tackle, evade two. Trevin Smith right in front of us, his second of the game, a second big one over the midfield. Trevin Smith puts the Cheyenne Wells Tigers 40-point lead. Now, once again, the thing I was talking about, running clock, I don't know if that's the rule for sure or not. I believe it is, but I don't know for sure, or if it even takes place, after the scores are done. But here we go, as Cheyenne Wells going to go for the 2-point conversion kick after the Trevin Smith about 50-yard Russian touchdown, breaking 3 tackles on his own. Snap set. Kick is up by Corey Hill. Kick is just wide by Hill. Has made 2 of them tonight, but missing the rest. 53 to 12, 41-point lead for the visiting team of Cheyenne Wells. We're going to take a 30-second break, then we're back here on KVAY with some more 6-man football. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. 6-man football action coming your way. 53-12, a 41-point lead for the visiting Cheyenne Wells Tigers, ranked 15th in the state. Or excuse me, not 15th, 5th in the state. As Cheyenne Wells ranked 5th in the state, Eads 2nd, as Cheyenne Wells a commanding 53-12 lead here in the third quarter. As the kick is up by Hill, going way into the end zone. That time will be a touchback. So we'll be 1st and 15 for Eads at their 15-yard line. First and 15, Eads at the 15-yard line. This has been happening a lot for him as Corey Hill, consistently getting touchbacks for the Tigers. Great receiver and a great kicker as well for him. As currently, Cheyenne Wells leads 53-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Don't believe running clock is up then, as it is stopped at 3:59. Running clock might be 50 points then. And Cheyenne Wells, pretty advantageous position here, as they lead 53-12. Will be Eads ball. First and 15 at the 15-yard line right in front of us. Thank you for tuning in here on KVAY, be it radio, YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate your support. Pitch all the way back to Brantley Buller. Brantley Buller, quick pass for about a gain of 2 yards to number 26, Jaden Self. Now about 2nd and 13. Clock is ticking. 3:45 and counting left in the third quarter. Let's thank some more sponsors like Phil's Grill Catering in Arapahoe, The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, T&B Sanitation, Wendy Dickey Insurance Agency, and Cheyenne Tavern in Cheyenne Wells. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. 3.5 and counting left in the third quarter. Eads ball, 2nd down, 13 yards for first down at their 17-yard line here in some 6-man football action. As Eads, missing 2 big key players in Ho and Paez. Handoff there, but a little slow, as able to power through a little bit is Rickers. Good work by him. Gained about 5 yards as he was just absolutely swarmed, before he even gained a yard by about 3 players, but able to just battle through as long as he could. Some decent yardage, about 6 yards on those 2 carries. 3rd and 9 for Eads at their 21-yard line. Clock's ticking, 2:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Let's thank some sponsors like Dripside Detailing by Ethan Garay, Tri-County Farms by the Hewlin family here in Eads, and Precision Home and Lawn LLC. Thank you to our sponsors. Eads. Will snap. Oh, snap is way low. Brantley Buller, quick pass. Almost picked off there by Marriott. Was intended for Rickers. And clock will stop at 2:23 here in the third quarter. Eads, 4th and 9 at their about their 21-yard line. Let's see what they do here, as they've been going for it about every other time this game. As they trail by 51 points against Cheyenne Wells. As will snap, they will punt, almost getting the punt blocked, but won't punt it too far. Caught by a coordinator there on the side for Cheyenne Wells at about the 40-yard line. Because, Aiden Ho, the normal punter, the normal kicker, the normal quarterback. So Eads having to make, adjustments, to Brantley Buller, a freshman, as opposed to the senior Ho, or believe junior Ho, who, very experienced, very good when it comes to being quarterback and kicker. While Buller, Brantley Buller, he's getting thrusted into those positions. But, he's still doing a pretty good job there, especially as a freshman quarterback in 6-man football. Oh, boy, that is got to be rough. As pitched off, as Fernando Ferralis Fierro gaining about 10 yards on the carry there. Ferralis Fierro, one of the players on that Kit Carson team from last year. But Kit Carson, I believe the reason they didn't have a team this year was due to lack of players. So, Cheyenne Wells absorbing the few kids that wanted to play this year and, creating a great team. Marriott at quarterback. Ferralis Fierro can get him some good yards as well. 2:09 left to go here in the third quarter. 53-12, Cheyenne Wells in the lead. Let's thank sponsors like Hoffman Insurance Agency, Garden City Regional Airport, and Rancher Supply of Lamar and LaHunna. We thank each and every one of our sponsors. As neither team...
Mr. Bolander to come down to the field, please. Brian Bolander, if you come to the field.
As neither team has called any timeouts yet. As officials, apparently asking for somebody. As we have a little stoppage in a play, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back in 30 seconds here on KVAY. Thank you for tuning in this evening. As believe a discrepancy of sorts, refs are checking something as they call I think Bolander to the field. Don't quite know what's up, but is Eads ball, excuse me, is Cheyenne Wells ball after the nice carry by Fernando Fierro. We'll be about 2nd and 4 at the Eads 24-yard line. As you know, their referees are getting their ducks in a row. While they do that, let's thank some more sponsors like People's Credit Union of Lamar and Springfield, Colorado Mills, Cheyenne County Abstract and Cheyenne Wells, Cook Oil Fuel Services in Walsh, and the historic Cow Palace Inn. We thank each and every one of our sponsors. We're getting ready to resume play 2nd and 4 for Cheyenne Wells. Pitching it to number 11, Fraus Fierro, getting tackled. His knee hitting at about the 15-yard line, getting them a first down. Cheyenne Wells Tigers, 1st and a goal there. Believe, or nope, they're saying knee hit at the about 16-yard line. So 1st and 15 at about the 16-yard line. Yeah, the first down is not even a full yard out from the end zone. So Cheyenne Wells gearing up. A minute and a half left to play in the 3rd quarter. They hold a commanding 41-point lead on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Pitch back to number 11 for Fraus Fierro, looking to rush it up the gut again, but plenty of laundry. Thank you to Ace Tire Service for bringing us all of our penalties. Thank you to you, the viewer or listener, for tuning in this evening for Eads, hosting Cheyenne Wells. Eads looking to lose their undefeated streak this season, 7-0. You know, not like haven't played tough teams this year. They've played some tough teams and, you know, undefeated, ranked 2nd in the state because of that. But, you know, like I was saying earlier, Paez and Aiden Ho currently out on injury, which, you know, in 6-man football, missing, you know, 2 out of 6 year starters, especially, you know, the quarterback / kicker and a running back, you know, it does some big damage to your team's, you know, composure and the makeup of it. Less than a minute left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Cheyenne Wells, 1st and 25. Oh, but number 12 running it all the way in from about the 25-yard line. About a 25, 26-yard rushing touchdown by number 12 of Cheyenne Wells. Number 12 of Cheyenne Wells. Checking my roster here. Number 12, Caden Muth, the sophomore, putting in good work. Sophomore Muth scoring the rushing touchdown from about 25 yards out. And it's getting ready for the 2-point conversion kick is, oh, they fumbled the punt. Kicking there was Trevin Smith, but instead will pass, able to find Sheeler for the 1-point conversion. You know, Cheyenne Wells, quick thinking on their kicks. You know, the kicker, they fumble the snap ever. The kicker just, you know, throws it, tries to find somebody deep, and find Sheeler, go to the 1-point conversion. After 3 quarters of play, 60-12, the Tigers lead by 48 points against Eads. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and then we're back to bring you the 4th and final quarter here on KVAY, back in 1 minute. Thank you very much for tuning in as we are getting ready to resume the game. As Believe might have running clock up now. Cheyenne Wells leads 60-12 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard as Corey Hill, Believe, yeah, they're bringing in more of the bench unit here for the Tigers. 60-12, they lead against the home team Eads Eagles. Eads looking like they're going to lose their 7-0 undefeated streak and their number 2 state ranking as, missing 2 big key players. I know I'm really harping on it, but, it sucks missing 2 players. Heck, Cheyenne Wells, they were out of Corey Hill in that season opener against Stratton. They lost that game. Then they got him back. They've been undefeated since. Corey Hill, big player for him. Yeah, 6-man football. Being out 1 or 2, if you're, starting lineup, that's pretty big. That's pretty sizable, especially with how small the rosters are, how physical the games are. As clock is running, is Eads ball. Quarterback Brantley Buller under the center. Vasquez with a receiving touchdown as the center tonight. As number 87 Rickers, he breaks through. As that'll be a Gage Rickers running touchdown from about the 25-yard line. So that'll be a 55-yard rushing touchdown by Gage Rickers. But, yep, running clock is on. But Rickers putting one on. About 9:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. But clock is ticking due to running clock. Good work by Rickers. Cheyenne Wells, though, putting in most of their bench unit here. But Eads, their first touchdown of this second half, happening about 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, as we'll have just about 10 minutes left of game time. Hey, found out Lamar is leading against Woodland Park 59-20. Game still going there for their big homecoming game. As Eads, 2-point conversion kick. As Buller, not much of a run up. Oh, they fumble the snap as Buller just throwing it. Will be caught, but will be intercepted. But they're stopping it there as clock is still ticking. As running clock is going 18-60. The Cheyenne Wells Tigers lead this game. We're going to take a 30-second break, then we're back with some more football. Thank you very much for tuning in this evening. I'm your broadcaster, Ethan Smith-Senna, with your sports authority, KVAY. Thank you for tuning in, be it on the radio, YouTube, or Facebook. We appreciate you, the viewer or listener, for tuning in at this Friday night light game. 60-18, running clock is up, though. Cheyenne Wells leads this game by 42 against the home team, Eads Eagles. Eads going to lose their undefeated streak, 7-0, and their first and only league game, because this was their last league game of the season. Well, Cheyenne Wells, 3-0 in league play heading into this one. Now have, if they beat Grenada next week, will win the league championship once again. Now we're back in action. Caden Muth receives it in the back, tackled there. Good tackle by Jaden Self, getting a little bit of a bridge there. Can tell he's probably wrestled before. Good tackle by Self. As we do have laundry on the field, thank you to Ace Tire Service for bringing us our penalties. Hey, let's also thank Vince's GM in Burlington, Eastern Slope Technologies, Keefe Memorial Hospital, Gabe Roth Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, and Saffer Spray Services here in Eads. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Clock is ticking. 6.5 minutes left to play in game time. Like I was saying, no way to turn running clock off. It's just going to consistently go. Doesn't stop after scores, timeouts, don't do anything. Or I don't think they do anything. They might, but will be a Cheyenne Wells ball. 1st and 15 at their own 15-yard line. Let's see what they get done here, as mainly more of a second-stringer team here. As looking to run up left side. Tackled, caught up in a mist of yellow. The Eads players tackling him for 5 yards. Or tackling him as he gains 5 yards. 6 minutes and counting left in game time. And hey, be sure to check out our YouTube exclusively on there. Jose has got the call for Walsh at Grenada. And I believe Walsh was up 28-20 after 1.5 of play. As, that's a good one happening over there. Oh, looking at the score right now in the third quarter, 28-26 in favor of the Walsh squad in the third, I believe in the third quarter. But right now, Eads, Cheyenne Wells, six-man football. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you for tuning in. Hey, let's also thank Fat Puppy Construction, the Eads School District, JD Works in Eads, JK Laser in Eads, and Cheyenne Wells Lumber. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. As 5 minutes left to play, running clock. Cheyenne Wells ball about 3rd and 6 at their 25-yard line. We'll pitch it back. Caden Muth looking to run up right side. Had some blocks, but those are trampled over as he's tackled there. Weston Mitchek and Rickers with the tackle there. 4:45 and counting as we got just 5 minutes left to play. 60-18, Cheyenne Wells going to win this game, but let's see if any more scores happen as Rickers got that big 55-yard rushing touchdown for Eads here in the fourth quarter. That was their first score since about halfway through that second quarter. As Cheyenne Wells putting in on a dominant performance today, showing why they're the defending state champs. Ranked 5th in the state, will probably help their rankings after beating this number 2 state-ranked Eads team. So we only got a few weeks left in six-man football, then we'll have playoffs. Cheyenne Wells, ball almost running up there. Almost taken all the way was Caden Muth, but we'll be stopped. We'll get him a first down, though, at 4th and short. 4 minutes and counting left in game time. Let's also thank C&K Oil, KC Electric, Phil's Grill Catering in Arapahoe, The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, T&B Sanitation, and Wendy Dickey Insurance Agency. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Cheyenne Wells at Eads. They're up by 42 points. Running clock is on the board. 3.5 minutes left to play. Cheyenne Wells with their bench unit in, who've been putting in solid work here in this second half mainly. As Levi Mahan running up the gut. Gained about 5 or so yards on the carry. And, hey, be sure to check out Walsh at Grenada, six-man football. Jose is the call on our YouTube. Last I saw, third quarter, 28-26. Walsh up by just 2. That's a good one, so go check that out. And also got word, last I heard, Lamar was up 59-20 against, I believe, Woodland Park, who they're playing for their, that's who I believe they're playing for their homecoming game. Tackle there for the Eads Eagles. We do have a flag on the play, though. Thank you to Ace Tire Service for bringing us all of our flags and our penalties. I appreciate your support. As a little bit of a windy one, but has died down mainly here in the second half. Clock is ticking, just 2.5 minutes left of game time with the running clock up and going between Cheyenne Wells and Eads. Cheyenne Wells, going to take this one. But we do got about 2.5 minutes to see if anybody gets another touchdown before the final score officially comes in. As, Eads going to take their very first loss of the season. We're back in action. Looking to run up as number 4 for Cheyenne Wells. Getting some good yardage. That's Rylan Niles. No good. But yeah, Lamar up against Woodland Park, 59-20 last I heard. 9-yard gain by Niles. Clock is ticking. Hey, let's thank Cheyenne Tavern in Cheyenne Wells. Dripside Detailing by Ethan Garay. Tri-County Farms by the Yulin family here in Eads. And Precision Home and Lawn LLC. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. We appreciate the support. Niles pitched the ball once again. Will be taken down by Rickers. Lovely night for some six-man football, but sadly not for the Eads Eagles. Falling, you're going to fall by about 40 or so points. Let's see, Cheyenne Wells working up a drive here. Got running clock on them, 60-18. 4th and 1 for Cheyenne Wells at about the Eads 33-yard line. Yep, just 1 minute left to play here in game time. 1 minute remaining, 1 minute. Cheyenne Wells at Eads. Tigers, dominant victory, but probably got a couple more plays in them. Going to try to get first down, try to get a touchdown even. As Rylan Niles looking to bring it down left side before tackled. Gabs with the first down, though. 30 seconds left. Wonder if coach is, going to have him go for something or if he's just going to have him kneel, for a game clock. As 25 seconds and counting left in game time. 60-18. Let's see if that's going to be final score or not. Let's see if Cheyenne Wells goes for it as, enacting the mercy rule here upon the home team, Eads Eagles. Eads will lose their undefeated streak, sadly, missing two big players here. As Cheyenne Wells wins this one, 60-18 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. We're going to take a 1-minute break, then we're back here on KVAY to bring you the McClave State Bank postgame show. Back in 1 minute. Thank you for tuning in this evening. We are getting ready to bring you our post-game show that is, of course, presented by McClave State Bank. How important is convenience? What if you didn't have to drive to the bank and wait in line at the drive-thru? Well, McClave State Bank now offering convenient mobile banking and mobile deposit. They offer fast, efficient services and a friendly staff that can handle all your banking needs. McClave State Bank, small enough to serve you well, member FDIC. And for more convenience, you can even stop by their newest location in Lamar at 309 East Olive Street. Final score, 60-18. The Cheyenne Wells Tigers give Eads their first loss on the season. As Cheyenne Wells, put running clock in by the fourth quarter. Cheyenne Wells, big win. They're now 5-1 of the season, 4-0 in league play, while Eads, last league game of the season for them, fall to 4-1. 7-1 on the season. Cheyenne Wells ranked 5th heading into this game. Eads ranked 2nd. Likely going to see, Eads maybe go up 1, Cheyenne Wells, or Eads go down 1, Cheyenne Wells go up 1. As, good game there, but Eads missing some valuable players for him. And Cheyenne Wells just, not pulling any punches and going at him, hitting it hard from the very beginning. Yeah, the first score happening not even a minute in off a 35-yard rushing touchdown courtesy of Trey Sheeler. Man, that kid put in work for him. As, first quarter, very close. As Eads made it 6-8 with 2 minutes left, and then 1 minute left. Cheyenne Wells took a 14-6 lead, and, they never really looked back after that. They won the first quarter 14-6, second quarter 33-6, third quarter 13-0, and that fourth quarter lost 6-0 as Gage Rickers getting a strong 55-yard rushing touchdown over there. But final score 60-18, a 42-point win for Cheyenne Wells. Looking to be on the track to win the state championship once again, as they're the defending state champs, putting a great performance today. Finally, time to bring you the Golden Plains Insurance MVP. Golden Plains Insurance in Lamar, Springfield, Walsh, Rocky Ford, and Eads is bringing you a lifetime of experience to the table when they discuss your farm and ranch insurance needs. They're committed to you, not just some corporation, so they have the freedom and authority to create the perfect policy custom designed for your operation. Independent and homegrown just like you, Golden Plains Insurance, prepared for your future. First looking at Eads, Brantley Buller, the freshman, doing good as backup quarterback for him, and Johnny Vasquez, great as always as center. You hadn't seen that, been calling six-man football for quite a few years now, and never seen a center take a receiving touchdown before. That was real neat to see. Good work as always by Carson Buller and Shane Winder as well. Gage Rickers putting in good work off the bench. Jaden Self, Weston Mitchek as well, putting in some good work. So this Eads team, without Ho and Paez, still showing heart, putting in the work today against Cheyenne Wells. Being our Golden Plains Insurance MVP, Corey Hill did great, couple receiving touchdowns. Man, a monster on defense. Mason Mary, a very good quarterback for him. Some touchdowns on the day. But yeah, we're going to give the Golden Plains Insurance MVP to old Trey Sheeler of the Cheyenne Wells Tigers, who just put in a wonderful, just a wonderful effort today. As got a couple receiving touchdowns along with a few rushing touchdowns and great defense as well. Trey Sheeler will win our Golden Plains Insurance MVP. Final score 60-18. The Cheyenne Wells Tigers take down the Eads Eagles. Last I heard, Lamar Thunder were up 59-20 against Woodland Park. And heard just now 36-32. Walsh leads against Grenada. Fourth quarter starting up. And hey, Jose is the call. That is here exclusively on our YouTube page. So after this broadcast, head over to YouTube for Walsh at Grenada. That is a close one. Fourth quarter just started. Don't miss out on that. But that'll do it for the broadcast. Before I sign off, as always, we'd like to thank all of the following for sponsoring today's broadcast. Thank you to Vince's GM in Burlington, Eastern Slope Technologies, Keith Memorial Hospital, Gabe Roth Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, Saffir Spray Services here in Eads, Fat Puppy Construction, the Eads School District, JD Works LLC in Eads, JK Laser in Eads, Cheyenne Wells Lumber, C&K Oil, KC Electric, Phil's Grill Catering in Arapahoe, The Gap in Cheyenne Wells, T&B Sanitation, Wendy Dickey Insurance Agency, Cheyenne Tavern in Cheyenne Wells, Dripside Detailing by Ethan Garay, Tri-County Farms by the Hewlin family here in Eads, and Precision Home and Lawn LLC. Thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to all of them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. The sponsors and you, the viewer/listener, they mean the world to us. Thank you to them for sponsoring this specific sports broadcast. Cheyenne Wells takes down Eads 60-18 on the Prowers Medical Center scoreboard. Be sure to check out our YouTube page as Jose is the call for Walsh at Grenada 6-man football. It's a close one entering the fourth quarter. But that'll do it here. I'm your broadcaster, Ethan Smith-Senna. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to Christy back at the station for board hopping as you're listening to 105.7 FM KVAY. As always, you have a great rest of your night.